Wilsie Moore, he was a pretty big major league pitcher back in the 20s, and he won some World Series games with the Yankees. And then you're telling me that Babe Ruth gave him a team of mules that he named Babe and Ruth.
Yeah, well,
that's an interesting story.
And he took a ball club when it was season, when the season was over, we went out eating and all out in there playing them little old towns, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
So you played ball about every night then?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was a catcher, but I played center field at that.
Yeah. That's a cuckoo clock.
Cuckoo clock. Battery operated.
It's got a few more.
You don't have to put. Now it don't do it. Done with a light.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I got married and we had this girl at this call. And what really worried us of playing ball, school would start and she was getting about that age and she was getting where she'd lose her eyesight.
Yeah.
And so it worried me what I was going to do. I was going to have to quit, or I couldn't leave her and do well or somewhere. And go. So we was down at over in Georgia playing ball after the heat had turned me loose.
Yeah.
I went down in Moultrie, Georgia, playing down there, and they called me, wanted to know if I'd quit work and come back down there and manage that team.
Huh.
Now the war was breaking out.
Yeah.
Luella, my wife, said, I'm going to write a letter. Who to? Me? No, not to you. You got another boyfriend? No. I said, who are you going to make the letter to? Said Mr. Joe Hale. And Mr. Joe Hale was over mobile pipelines communication people.
Yeah.
So she wrote that letter that we're going to quit playing ball and go to work. And we did.
Yeah.
We worked for 30 years. But there was a lot of boys would start playing ball, and I know of that the Army got them. And
they had to go to the Army, and that kind of slowed everything down.
Well, I got to notices and everything.
Yeah.
But I was working for an oil company, and they didn't have much. It was running out of people, so they got me off, and I never did go to the war.
Well, they needed petroleum to fight the war as well, so you know everybody's got to do their job.
I didn't know it. They'd send me a little letter that report for a physical. I'd go. Well, hell, I told them this is the fourth time I've been here. But we're playing down in Georgia. I mean, yeah, it was just funny. Now, oh hell, I know that though. That manager was a pitcher, and he pitched some because he was young, you know.
Yeah.
And he said, "Now you know that third batter comes up there, prances around to me. I'm going to throw the rosin bag."
You know, he's going to toss the rosin bag at him, huh?
So he, about the third inning, he threw the rosin bag, and that old boy was batting. I think he jumped up. He was going to, boy, that umpire grabbed me by the collar. Yeah, you knew he's going to do it. They're going to throw you out of here if you ever do that again. He balled us out good.
Now, was that Wilsie Moore that did that?
Oh, no.
Or was that somebody else?
That's that manager down in Moultrie, Georgia.
Oh, Moultrie, Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay, I was mixed up there. So he tossed the rosin bag in there. Kind of throw him off a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, that's pretty funny. I was trying to think. You played, was the field called Texas League Park? when you played in Oklahoma City then? Was it Texas League Park, or do you remember? Was it still Holland Field?
What?
The name of the field?
Oh, they called it down there with the waterworks most of the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember what the name.
I'll check. I can dig that up. Holland Field, and then it changed to Texas League Park.
I don't remember.
Who owned the team?
If you tell someone where it's at, it's at down with the waterworks.
It's at 4th and Penn on the corner across from the waterworks plant.
It's not where it is now. They got a good ball club out there.
Yeah.
But now you're asking me questions.
It's a long time ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, right.
Well, what was maybe some of your best memories, the things that stand out most? You told me your travel, when you traveled, did y'all take a jet plane?
Playing ball, you mean?
Yeah, when you were traveling with the team.
Well, now, when I played other places in Oklahoma City, we had a bus.
Yeah.
And when I was playing down in East Texas, I drove the bus because it paid me $1 a day more.
Well, hey, that's a good deal.
We'd play up Texarkana and around in this bus.
Yeah.
So one night we played Texarkana and then we had to go back home. So we loaded up after we got through playing, going down through there, and they would put a blanket or something, get in the back and play poker.
Yeah.
Smart old boy said, "Oh, feet are burning up." Well, I was a driver, and I like to have that noise, you know.
Yeah.
I run the heater on.
You had the heater going.
So that mower where they bought the bus out.
Huh.
They didn't want to know why their feet was burning.
So how'd you travel with the Indians?
On train.
You remember the train rides pretty good?
Well, they put us up in the upper berth every time, and I said, "What this stuff up here that put your arm in it, the ride with your arm in it, so where you put your clothes."
Oh yeah.
Well, that's where they did feed us good.
Yeah.
Stayed at 49 Hotel. That's where I ordered that T-bone steak with eggs one morning.
Oh man, that sounds good right now, doesn't it? T-bone steak with eggs. You were living large.
They called me T-bone.
And that was your nickname from then on.
Yeah.
Oh, T-bone Reeser. T-bone Reeser. Can you remember what number of jersey did you wear? Can you remember that?
I wore 11 a lot of times.
Mostly 11.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wore 11.
Okay.
Yeah. And well, it just, I just like to be around baseball.
Yeah.
And but when you don't get to play, it's a long night.
Gets a little frustrating. Hey, I know. I've been there before. Played a lot, and then you move somewhere else, and you got to kind of sit and watch
just
and
barely
wait.
made the team, and that's what I've done.
Yeah.
That's the reason I said they didn't treat me very good. I was a young feller, just started.
Yeah.
Then they brought me up there and set me on the bench. That's for them old people.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
do you remember the team owner? Do you
remember what?
The team owner? Was it Jimmy Humphreys that owned it in '39 too? Do you remember? Or you just remember the manager?
Oh, I knew it. I think. Well, I was looking at some of them lineups there. And Yeah, and you get down and read some of them.
Check some of that out.
Yeah. But most of the Texas League, a lot of it, was older people went to the big leagues and come back.
They'd already been up and then they come back.
Yeah. And they thought they was the pitcher. One of them had a little something about one, and you couldn't throw a ball hard to him, and you had to put it right Yeah.
when you're throwing it
So
back to him.
he'd ball me out when I was catching him one night. I started, I caught a ball. I said, I'm going to give it to him. I'm going to take it. Take it out and give it to him. I did it about 3 times. He said, throw me the damn ball. I said,
So
well,
you just carried,
can't throw it, you'll catch it. I got to pitch it to
you just carried it out to him.
Yeah, I will give it to him.
He was a former major leaguer then, huh? Big shot on his way out the door, probably.
Well, we both getting paid the same ball club, so he wasn't much better than I was.
Then, yeah,
But
that's interesting.
I think my daddy was more tickled that one of his kids played professional ball.
Yeah, that meant a lot to him,
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, there's a million people that want to play pro ball and they don't make it.
Right.
I'm one of them. As a kid, you grow up dreaming and thinking, "Boy, I'm gonna play in the World Series," and then someday you wake up and you got to go to work.
They asked this boy I was talking about, Logan.
Yeah.
They asked him if any of his kinfolks ever played ball.
Yeah.
And they told him, yeah. And he told Logan that most of these ball players are young people that their uncle or daddy or somebody, they followed in the footprint.
Right.
And they liked the baseball.
Right.
Well, to me, baseball, football is the guys next to you don't do their job, you catch it.
Yeah.
Baseball, basketball and football, but baseball, it's you and else.
Yeah. You're in your position
Yes,
and
right.
you take care of it.
It's you or else. I'm glad somebody's doing what you're doing.
Well, I sure enjoyed, tracking somebody down that played when you did in 1939. And I would have to say you're the oldest minor leaguer around from Oklahoma City. And I got a picture. Hold that up there in front of you so on the camera we can see it.
That's a good picture.
That's from your 1940 championship
that's a good
season.
Picture. You notice this catcher bit not like they use now.
Yeah. It's a lot of different, yeah.
Hell, they use it like a first baseman glove.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's
a good picture.
Yeah. Hold it right here so we can see it on the camera. Just take it right there and turn it around now. Hold it up there, and that's your 1940 World Championship Champlin Refiners catcher right there with that's the old ballpark in the background, the Texas League Park from Oklahoma City in the background.
It is.
Yep. So
well, this is when I was with them, Oklahoma City.
Yep. Right. That was 1 year after you were with Oklahoma City.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh, this is when I was needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well.
The Champlin Refiners.
I think I'd have played a lot better ball if the war hadn't come along.
Yeah.